But I do want to ask you real quick before I let you go about trade, because this market is moving big time. There seems to be a lot of progress being made ahead of this big meeting with China's top trade economic czar, they call him. So handicap it for us. This meeting, if it happens, what could we get something out of it? And how does this shutdown play into it?
Well, trade is one of the most successful areas of the Trump presidency in its first 2 years. This president promised and has delivered on renegotiating bad trade deals, on having reciprocal and fair trade, not no trade, and not all these multilateral trade deals, but really trade deals that work for America.
Are you feeling confident that we're getting there?
I am.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's no question. I think that the president keeping sanctions on certain countries, having tariffs, renegotiating trade deals, the USMCA, Congress again, get back here and get moving on that. Obviously, he's still talking to South, renegotiated course. He's talking to China, of course. Again and again, China's economy is not doing as well from what I read and what I see. But this is a president who, when he thinks of trade, he thinks squarely about the American worker and the types of American industries, Charles, that were flat on their backs or worse, that we were being told have to be outsourced.
The reports that are out today, Kellyanne, there was a report in the Journal. Now, we heard from certain Treasury officials that it may not be true, but we never heard any confirmation that Mnuchin said it's not true. And then we got another report today, China extending an olive branch to expedite imports from America. They're talking about dramatically increasing the amount of imports they get from us over the next 6 years.
Good.
Can you confirm that? Have you heard that?
Well, no, I'm not going to confirm, and I'll let the secretary or the president do that or deny it. But I will tell you this. That's exactly what we see happening because of President Trump's trade policies, that these other countries are going to open up their markets. Countries have been stealing our IP, our technology. We've had these tremendous trade imbalances. Why should we have billions of dollars in a trade deficit with countries that are prosperous?
I got to tell you, Wall Street is agreeing with you. I think Wall Street's feeling a lot better. Even the experts that said there's no way to get there through tariffs. It looks like maybe we will. But I do have one other thing I have to ask you about, because we had this big news yesterday. It's the BuzzFeed report. It says Michael Cohen was personally instructed by President Trump to lie to Congress about that Trump Tower in Moscow. What's your response to that?
Well, the president weighed in on this on Twitter this morning, so I would refer you to that. And also, I'm very, very dismayed that the sourcing in this particular article are two law enforcement officials who are connected to the investigation. That should send a chill down everybody's spine. People should not be leaking information from investigations. I don't see verification of this from where I sit, and I think that other outlets that are running with this and putting on a BuzzFeed should just be reminded about the unverified dossier and its origins as well. But all I will tell you is, A, the president has weighed in on this on Twitter, and B, I'm very concerned that you've got law enforcement officials leaking. For those who didn't see the tweet, Kellyanne, what did he say? Well, he actually quoted a colleague of yours at Fox, Kevin Quirk. And Kevin Quirk was characterizing Michael Cohen's past testimony and also talking about some problems that he's had testifying under oath. So I'm going to leave it at that, because I come here every day to work on policy, and I'd be remiss in not saying... We know he has lied under oath in the past, and that Michael Cohen is heading toward prison. By the way, Democrats are demanding an investigation. We've got so many of them. I think you would agree it would be great once this Mueller investigation is all wrapped up. Well, and we have said that. Let me say it one more time for you and your viewers, Charles. We have complied with the Mueller investigation. The president has called us a witch hunt, has said many times there's been no collusion. He doesn't know anything about collusion. He certainly didn't include. I will tell you, as the campaign manager in the winning part of the campaign, I didn't talk to people in Moscow. I talked to people in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, and Macomb County, Michigan. And this president won fairly and squarely. I am just amazed that the Democrats and a lot of their friends in the media are talking about the 2016 presidential election and the 2020 presidential election. What in the world have they done in 17, 18, and 19 to help this country? All they talk about are presidential elections, past and future.
Kellyanne,
get with us. Come to the table, negotiate, reopen the government, and get us the border security we need. Get CPB the resources and the personnel that they need.
Let's do it. I think all Americans want to see this thing come to an end. Thank you so much, Kellyanne. I appreciate it.